welcome to the Portal Sew Along week 5. Wow, we're already 5 weeks into this. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're enjoying sewing up your portal quilts, and there's not a whole lot of instruction for this week. This week we are sewing our quilt blocks together. So if you're on schedule according to when I release the videos, you have constructed your blocks, you've sewn the centers, the dark centers to the blocks, and now you're ready to assemble the quilt top. Super exciting. If you're not at that point yet, it's completely fine. It's nobody's behind. I really don't have a lot of instruction for you this week. You're gonna sew your individual blocks together. I was gonna offer some tips by way of how I sew my blocks together. And I normally, once I have every block up on my design wall and I sort of have the layout the way I want it, I take a picture of it with my phone. Very important, because you could very easily lose track of which blocks go where. And a lot of times I'll turn around and I'll turn back and half of my blocks have fallen down. So it's good to have that picture for reference. So take a picture. My main piece of advice is take my blocks down row by row from the design wall. So I'll take, and I always work top to bottom, left to right. And honestly, that is how I do any quilt construction whatsoever. Just blanket rule, top to bottom, left to right. So what that means as far as like sewing the blocks together is you take your left top block and you're going to take each block of that top row off of the design wall, always putting the next block behind the blocks that you have in your hand, so that when you sit down to sew with a stack of blocks for that first row, your left top block is on the top of the stack and your right top block is on the bottom of the stack. So you're just going to sew each one of those together, and then I press those seam allowances towards the left. That's where I started, and that's just sort of how I do it. I'll put those back up on my design wall, and usually by this point it's got enough weight to it that I need to pin it in place. Then I'll do the exact same thing with the second block. Take them down from the left to the right. I'll take them to the sewing machine. I'll sew each block together. This time I'll press those seam allowances towards the right. I will pin them back up to my design wall, and then I'll continue on all the way down the quilt. That's your assignment for this week. I look forward to seeing pictures. Be sure and share. And I'll be back next week with more instruction.